Hey, what's going on, guys? Real Sports Updates here, back again with another video. Today's video, uh, it's going to be about the Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman split up. So for the past week or so, we've seen some reports come out about Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman splitting up on First Take. Initially, when the news first came out, we didn't really know what that was about. We didn't know if it was a ESPN thing or if they were beefing or if there was a feud or whatever. But as the week has went on, there's been a little bit more clarity to the situation. So basically, it turns out that Stephen A. Smith, he doesn't have anything personal against Max, but he did request a new debate partner. From the report that I read from the New York Post, said that Stephen A. Didn't feel that Max was a great debater, meaning that he didn't have the requisite debate skills to go up against him every morning. The article alluded to Stephen A. Smith saying that Max Kellerman has like a smartest guy in the room type of personality. And I guess it didn't really like rub him the right way. So Stephen A. Smith being the highest paid person at ESPN, he does have his words do have some weight. And I guess he did enough lobbying for ESPN to make a move, and to move Max Kellerman off of First Take. Max took over for Skip Bayless when Skip Bayless went to FS1, and that was in September of 2016. So he's been there for about 5 years now, and I guess Stephen A. He wasn't feeling the whole Max Kellerman thing, so I guess he just said, hey, let's just move this guy, and what was reiterated was that it was nothing personal, and that he doesn't have anything personal against Max. He just doesn't feel that he's great for the show. I guess, which I can understand. But the thing about it now is that Stephen A. is going to be the format of the show is going to be Stephen A. Debating like a plethora of different people. So you're gonna have different guests and stuff coming on to debate him, and I guess certain guests will come on at certain times of the week. I also read a report saying that Michael Irvin was like interested in being on First Take like on Mondays. I guess like to talk football or to debate football topics with Stephen A. Especially the Mondays after the NFL season on all the games take place on Sunday. So and I guess there's going to be other guests as well too coming in just different points of the week. I'm sure they'll have some basketball people and stuff as well too. But and to be honest, man, these I think Stephen A. I think he overreacted a little bit. I think these debate shows have run their course. To be honest with you, as a sports fan, I was a big fan of these debate shows. When they first started, I remember watching before it was in First Take. It was Cold Pizza. That's when Skip Bayless was in his infancy at ESPN, and he used to say some really really like wow off the wall things, and it gained a lot of people's interest because people were like, who is this guy and why is he talking all this crazy stuff? So I guess the shock value was there, and it really garnered a lot of eyeballs. But they've been doing this thing for a really long time now. And that the cold pizza it turned into First Take, and it was Skip and Stephen A. for a while, and then Skip moved on and he went to FS1, and now he does it with Shannon now. These debate shows they've run their course, and the audience is telling everybody that these shows have run their course. The ratings are down like crazy. The only thing that really keeps these shows afloat are when they talk NFL on Mondays. After a bunch of games on Sundays. That's really the only thing that keeps them afloat because the NFL is the most watched, not just sport, but it's the most watched thing in the United States of America. Um, so if it's the most watched, when people were talking about it, people are going to tune in to see what people have to say about it. Who what opinions they have on certain players, certain teams, and whatnot. Hearing the football, the analysts, some of the Hall of Famers they have on these networks. People tune in to see what they have to say about their favorite teams or whatever. So it's this thing has kind of run its course, and it's all good things come to an end. Like I said, I was a big fan of this, but it's just not. It's not a good show anymore. Um, and you can tell by some of the topics that they talk about on both shows, on Undisputed and First Take. Like they really have reached like for topics, and you can tell. They talk about LeBron James. I don't know how, like, if someone, and I'm sure there are probably studies out there, but if someone was to do a study about how much they talk about LeBron James on both of these shows, I'm sure it's going to be north of 65%. Um, and the topics are pretty much the same, and they just vary by, a word or two, or, a year or so, or whatever. Like it gets, it's at a point where it's kind of ridiculous now. And it's the same guys talking, so their stances. Once they take a stance on something, when the show starts, and they try to stay there in that opinion space and not really venture off. So you're not really hearing anything new from these guys. They're just talking about the same things. They have the same opinions, and it boils down to the same conversation all the time. And it's kind of boring now. Kind of sucks. So this thing has run its course, and I don't know, man. It's just a show with Stephen A. by itself. I just don't. I don't get it. Like the theatrics from Stephen A. have run its course as well too. Like the yelling and the screaming and the constant just his voice gets higher and higher as the conversation gets more intense, and people are yelling and screaming over each other, and it's just like it sucks. The show sucks. Like, I'll be honest, I keep it a buck with you guys. It sucks. First Take sucks. Undisputed sucks. They talk about the same stuff, and people don't want to watch it anymore. Like, it's not a thing. Like it's just, it's contrived. Nobody wants to watch it anymore. And like I love Michael Irvin. I'm a big Michael Irvin fan, but him and Stephen A. At a debate desk, that would be an awful show. That'd be a terrible show. Terrible show. You got two middle-aged, sweaty black guys yelling at each other, about probably mostly the Cowboys. Like, that sucks. Nobody wants to watch that. Like, I would not tune into that at all. Even if I had nothing to do, I'm not gonna watch that. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't want to see that. It doesn't it doesn't work anymore. I'm sorry, it doesn't work anymore, unless they get somebody on there who is, I don't know who ESPN can hire that would be better than Max. Max is he is a smart guy. He's a stats guy, and some of his takes are kind of off the wall a little bit as well too. To me, it looks like he does that purposely to try to, like, start arguments with Stephen A. to try to make the show more entertaining, but it's just not. It's not what it was. It's just not a good, like, it's not a good show. It's not a good show. It doesn't matter who they bring on or what they do. It's just not going to be a good show. And ESPN should be happy. They've had a lot of success with it. It's it's still the number one morning show on ESPN. And they've made a ton of money. Like, if you add up the advertising dollars that they've made since First Take started, it's probably in the billions. So that they have to be happy with it. And all good things come to an end, but it's just not the same anymore. It's not the same. I don't know. Stephen A. He can do a lot of things. He can do. He has his own little Sports Center show. I think it comes on once a week or something. But he does a lot of things. He's all over the place at the network. He's not going to be, if they do cancel it, he wouldn't be out of work all of a sudden. He wouldn't find himself with nothing to do. He's everywhere. They have him everywhere, so he covers everything. So, I don't know, man. It's just not a great show. I do think the move from Max is going to be moving to the slot was Zubin Mehenti. I believe he's going to be taking his place. Zubin, I think, is having like some health issues, so I think I think that had to do with a lot of the decision making that went into this as well. But I think Max is going to do a lot better on that show with Keyshawn and Jay Will. He worked with Keyshawn on ESPN Radio in LA. And they have pretty good chemistry, and I think he's better. He's better in that type of situation. It's not a debate show, but guys are they're giving their opinions and stuff, and it's kind of a little bit more long form. It's long form talk, more long form talk than it is a debate show where you just, you're bringing up point after point after point, trying to, outdo the person across the table. So, I think Max will do well in this new position he's in. But like I say, man, ESPN, y'all just got to pull the plug on this. It's done. It's ran its course. It's had its time. It's made y'all a lot of money. It's made Stephen A. A huge star. I seen him hosting Jimmy Kimmel Live the other night as well too. So it's made him a huge star. ESPN has made y'all a lot of money. Just pull the plug. Don't don't. It's a dead horse. Let's not beat it anymore. So, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on that situation. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well too. I know a lot of people are very opinionated about these debate shows and the personalities on there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. So thank you guys for listening.